What up, Lou? How you doing? How's everyone? Message is being held for review already. View message. What is that? What's wrong with that? Why can't the guy say that? Canada's watching. So what? Nothing wrong with that. Hi, everybody. Barry. Man, my shit is really going. Jimmy. Talsanfa, what's up? Space Miner, hi from New Mexico. Z3471, Zert, what's up? Headbanger, what's up? From Riverview. Hey, dude, you still want to do that mass audit with us? Speaking of which, yeah, today was supposed to be, I love you long time, man. Well, for the past 7 days, my blood sugar, chins, that's so funny. I saw my chins in that one video. They were like the star of the whole video. Blood sugar's been over 600 plus for the past week. Doctor told me to go to urgent care, so here I am. I was gonna put out part 2 of our DMV video today, but I haven't got to it, man. I had a couple of ring orders and I was freezing cold, sweating. I have a hoodie on right now and it's in Florida. Usually I'm sweating to death hot. My temperature was 96 something degrees. Probably why I'm running cold. I mean, I feel okay. I feel weak and cold. Message is held for review. What? Yeah, drinking lots of water. I haven't eaten nothing but fruits and veggies, salad and fruits for the past 4 or 5 days. I cannot get my sugar below 525. I'm drinking tons of water, man. I haven't even been putting sugar-free tea or fruit punch in my water, nothing. So hopefully these guys can get me where I need to be and get my sugar down and send me home and I can get a good night's sleep and get back to my activism / videos / everything else, cutting the grass, feeding the dogs, walking them, loving my wife. My wife is so paranoid. I'm violating HIPAA. I'm giving my own information out, right? I appreciate all the blessings, guys. Hit the thumbs up. That would really help. Where are we at with protein, sugar high? I'm not sure you want to eat fruits. Well, fruits aren't so bad for diabetics. It's concentrated refined sugar that's really bad. Dad goes through the same. He has to take daily meds. They got me on like 7 different pills now, plus a shot. Anyway, let's talk about the DMV and Timothy Daniel Couette, the deputy tax collector for Pasco County. Thanks, last responder. So let's talk about the DMV. Timothy Daniel Couette is the deputy tax collector in Pasco County. He's the one who trespassed us for tortuous interference. Thanks, Rich. I care about all you guys too, man. I care about everybody. Animals more than people, but you know. So they're waiting on a room for me. Anyway, Timothy Daniel Couette, if you want to help me out and help Caveman out, Caveman's been trespassed from there for recording. He had his trespass rescinded, and then him and I went back and he trespassed both of us. We were standing there quietly. If you saw the video yesterday, it only got 4,000 views. Unfortunately, I'm not as popular as I used to be, but if you watched the video yesterday, you'll see the full encounter of what happened with us inside the DMV. Caveman and I went there to serve a complaint to Timothy Couette and notice of intent to sue because he violated Caveman's rights to record in public. So we went there to serve him. We go inside, peacefully standing there saying nothing to no one. The receptionist said he'll be right out. So instead of him coming out and accepting the paperwork because he's a coward, he hid in the back, came out and started hiding behind the pillars just from Caveman looking at him. Caveman was not recording, by the way, so he wasn't in violation of any policy, but they trespassed him also. The cops refused to do an investigation. Just like everywhere else in the country, they believe that if someone is the property authorized representatives, they can tell you to leave for any reason they want. And that is not the truth. So Rights Crispy put out a video from a different DMV in Pasco County a few years back. Immediately the deputy sheriffs came in, they started going hands-on, they pushed Rogue Nation out the door. They tried to push Rights Crispy out the door, but he's like, don't put your hands on me. And then as they're getting ready to trespass him, they Lieutenant Kohlhauer came in and goes, what are you guys doing? They're allowed to record in public, right? All the deputies were deflated. They were upset that they couldn't force people out of a public place that they had every right to be in. So I actually went looking for Lieutenant Kohlhauer, and the guy called me back, believe it or not. And let me tell you, if he's not a good cop, I don't know what is. But he said he didn't start out that way. He said he used to be the typical know-it-all cop who just did what he did, relied on his qualified immunity, and now he's 24 years in, and he understands not only the arguments about the DMV being a racketeering operation, but the fact that licenses are for people who turn a profit on the roads. But he said he'd look into it and get back with me. So what did he do? He looked into it and he got back to me. I told him he was the only cop I've seen on the internet who actually knows the law about recording in public. So he calls me back and he says that the DMV here is relying on three things. Their video policy, which they updated the day after they trespassed it. First of all, they didn't put that video policy into effect until Caveman had the nerve to go exercise his First Amendment in there. So they enacted the policy that day they trespassed him. He got his trespass rescinded. Him and I go up there. We both get trespassed from there for tortuous interference, for standing still trying to turn in a paper that would have took 30 seconds. So instead of going, grabbing the piece of paper, calls the cops. He goes out the back door like a coward to meet them. We meet him up front, which is going to be part 2, which I probably should put out tomorrow morning. And all the cops are saying, if he wants you gone, you could be gone. I go, oh, really? So if their policy said I can't be black inside there, they can kick me out? Oh, you know, we can't do that. I go, what's the difference? We have the right to record in public. The courts have already ruled. So when Kohlhauer called me back, he said that the three things they're relying on is their video policy, Sheets versus Punta Gorda. Sheets versus Punta Gorda they're relying on to kick me out of there. And I forgot what the third thing was. The policy, Sheets versus Punta Gorda, and I forgot what the third thing was. So it sounds like we have to take it to court. So first thing we got to do is get our trespasses rescinded or get a hearing, which from what I understand almost never happens because, yeah, tortuous as in tort, exactly. Like we were emotionally stopping people and hurting people's feelings emotionally. Yeah, Andrew Sheets versus Punta Gorda is what they're relying on to kick us out of a public place for recording. And so it sounds like we're going to have to either sue or get it to court, and Caveman and I might possibly have case law named after us. We got to figure out how to do all this stuff because it's next to impossible to find a lawyer that'll do this. You said there was no complaint. What they did was, instead of coming and grabbing the piece of paper and we leave, they told every employee in there to stop working. And then when people were like, what's taking so long? They said, we can't work if those guys are standing there still, peacefully recording. So what happened was the people started coming. One guy threatened to kick my ass, and the same guy threatened to grab my phone and throw it out the window. What's up, Anthony? Threw it out the window, and I told him he was going to get arrested. Another foreign lady, it's my right not to be recorded. I said, lady, leave me alone. And she goes, no, you leave me alone. I wasn't looking at you, I wasn't talking to you, I wasn't recording you. You leave me alone. Anyway, so, and then another guy come out to me and said that I'm victimizing everybody in there by peacefully standing still and recording because they decided not to help everybody. It's my fault that they decided not to take the piece of paper that would have took 30 seconds and call the police instead and completely stop working. I don't know how it's legal for them to just completely stop working. Not to mention they have cameras everywhere. And when I pointed that out to the Karens, And the sheep that were complaining about it, they go, "Those don't bother me. Those don't bother me. It's your camera. Your camera bothers me." So Timothy, and then I tried to get, you'll see this in part 2, I tried to get the police to charge him for filing a false police report, and they simply refused or just straight up went blank. So now I got to file complaints on everybody, etc., etc. And that's where we're at. I'm cold, my sugar's up, I'm at the thing here. We've got to get our trespass rescinded or get a trial, which I doubt they're going to give us a trial. And as soon as they rescind our trespass, we're just going to go right back up there. Let's see how many times the cops are willing to show up for nothing. And the cops refused to charge him for a false report. I've asked 5 cops. I reported a crime to 5 cops. Not one of them was willing to do anything about it. So they came in, they took his word for it. We said we weren't doing those things, he's lying. He goes, "Well, that's what they're saying you're doing." Well, we're telling you we're not doing it, and we have video record of it. Well, we don't care. Here's your trespass warning. Now you need to leave. When I said, "So you're not gonna follow the law, you're gonna follow policy," and he's like, "You need to get off the property." So that's where we're at, man. And that's where we're at. Thanks, guys, so much. I'm gonna go inside and see if they have a room ready. And if you want to see a cool documentary, it's called "What is a Woman?" It's showing free on Twitter right now. Just search "What is a Woman" and watch it. It's like an hour or something. Otherwise, you can't see it without paying for it. It's about this whole T-genderism and what's going on with it. Anyway, much love, guys. That's our plan. That's what we're gonna do. If you guys want to watch my last video, there's all the information to file complaints against Timothy Daniel Couette and the Attorney General and everybody else and the police. Whatever you guys can do, send emails. No, I don't smoke cigars. Smoke cigarettes like an idiot still. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Appreciate you so much. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. And part 2 of the DMV video where the cops show up will be out most likely tomorrow, unless something crazy happens tonight and I just not up to it. All right, everybody. Peace. Chicken grease, tranquility. Love you long time. Bye.